when the leader of our all-girl life group announced that she was pregnant. Everyone was excited, but then one of the senior high school girls said, "Can we have your breast milk again?" What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles. In the studio tonight, Shaw, Rax, and Pastor Cole Clark. Shaw promised that this episode he was going to absolutely bring it.
I have to, man.
He has some redeeming to do. Yeah. A rough couple episodes we've
had.
I
haven't laughed enough the last two. So.
Maybe it's the stories. I don't know. Maybe it's more conversational. I don't know what it is.
It is. But, it's definitely the stories.
That's all right. So,
bro, I feel like every time I come on, like I get to like the booty stories.
The booty stories? Well, we talked about that one that got you laughed pretty good.
Yeah, that one did.
It's all right.
I don't know. There's been pretty
Come on, guys.
The urinal one.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
If you are listening for the first time, this is where people send in their youth ministry stories, their camp stories, youth group stories, all of the above, and we get to blind react to them on the show. We're also live. Welcome, everybody. If you'd like to be notified when we go live, you can go to ygcpodcast.com/updates, and you can hop on a live and interact with us. You can do our segments, everything. So a live is where you want to be at. You get to hear this episode long before it comes out.
Yeah.
Yes, we got rid of the YGC couch. Literally sold it today. We are not going back. We burned that bridge, and we are in individual chairs.
I don't know what couch y'all talk about.
I wish they could have kept it in the family, y'all. If I would have known they were selling it, it was actually a nice couch.
It was nice.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was leather, orange couch. It was nice.
Yeah.
I got.
You don't remember sitting on the couch?
Where'd you guys get that from?
Your feet wouldn't touch the ground. Remember?
Oh, the long
Amazon.
one.
Send me that link.
Send you the link. Okay.
Send me
that. You could have bought it
if
you had looked on our Facebook Marketplace. Wow, you almost got me, Lauren. Good morning from Australia. Every time. I was about to shout that one. We have a very large listenership in Australia. We actually charted in Australia. Isn't that random?
It's crazy. Yeah. We do a lot of shrimp on the Bobby.
I feel like they're gonna hate you for that.
You know what? Haters are my motivators. Let's keep it pushing.
All right, let's kick this off with a story from Alex. Alex said, on a mission trip, we were staying at a high school and we were using locker rooms for bathrooms. However, one of the sinks in the girls' locker room got backed up, so it was filled with this nasty gray water from everyone spitting out their toothpaste. One morning, all the sinks were in use except for this broken one. And a girl on the trip had special needs and decided that she was going to use it anyway.
Oh, no.
Since the water was turned off, she just dipped her toothbrush into this gross, murky water. And after brushing... She even scooped a handful and rinsed her mouth out. Oh. We just all stood there in shock.
Pray for her, guys.
The fact that no one said anything is even crazier to me.
What do you say, dude? You can't even blame them.
A moment
don't
stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they tried.
They could have been like, stop. They should have stopped them. I'm speechless because, like, what do you say?
I would have definitely said something.
Like, I can't even blame the person doing it, but like, yeah.
After it happens, though, you can't say anything. You just be like, oh. And just hope that they're going to be okay, right? Like, nothing can fix that.
They got mono, herpes, all that was
not
floating in that water.
Bro. It's like you getting them
or they got to try every one of the toothpastes. So you got extra weight teeth.
What's that thing? It's like recommended by 9 out of 10 dentists.
Yeah.
I know somebody who almost died from something like that.
From
like stagnant water.
What were they doing?
I feel like this is a little different than sink water.
Though. Like a pond?
No, it came out their sink.
And so it had been sitting in their pipes and they drank it?
Mm-hmm. That sounds.
So, okay, so what's the moral of the story?
They must have had a well or
after
something.
A trip? Like.
So they haven't ran water through it for mad long, and then they finally ran it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see
he
that.
drank it, and he almost died.
Got it.
I could see something like that happening.
Yeah,
that's fair.
In Florida, you can get eating amoebas from tap water.
Amoebas, amoeba.
I did not know that.
That's a weird word. Amoeba.
It probably did smell. It probably did taste minty. That's disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I honestly just feel bad. Like, all I have to comment on is like, for everyone who watched and said nothing.
That's on you.
Y'all is wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't you say anything?
You're the problem.
Why didn't you say anything?
Dead wrong for that.
Stand up, and if I find out y'all were laughing,
let me find out who you is actually.
Dang, Shab, what you gonna do?
We going.
Preach to him?
We going.
What are you gonna do? I'd love to know.
We about to pray for y'all.
We're gonna highlight.
We're gonna lay hands. We're gonna lay hands on y'all. We're gonna lay hands on y'all.
All right, this is a story from Matt, and this is our Finish the Chronicle segment.
Got it.
All right, we're kicking it off with story number 2.
Let's go.
Look at Sierra's already on that graphic. Guys, you get to see, like, who doesn't want to see lower thirds when you're watching it live? Like, you can't get that from an audio podcast. So you guys got to be here for the lives.
Come on now.
This is like high tech for Youth Group Chronicles right now.
High
tech. All right, Matt said, I was a last minute recruit for youth camp, and I was assured that I was going to have the best cabin possible so I wouldn't have to watch the students that much. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, as I was given the worst cabin with 9 middle school boys. One evening, I walked into my cabin, all standing in a circle around one of the chubbier boys in the cabin, ... Cole, if you had to finish the Chronicle, how would you finish the story? What do you think is about to happen? Yo, actually, were you on the episode that we had one already like this, where they were standing in a circle with the crawdad? Was that you?
Oh, it was, but I don't remember that story.
It was like pinching his nipple or something. Remember that? It was very similar. That's not what's going on in this one.
Can you repeat the last portion?
No, repeat the whole thing.
Repeat
the whole thing.
Yes.
Like, I was waiting for something to get like crazy.
Yeah.
And I never heard it. I guess that's the portion I got to come up with clearly, but yeah. Say at least the last portion.
One evening, I walked into my cabin, all standing in a circle and around one of the chubbier boys in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they stopped.
We were all standing in a circle, and I was.
I'll read some chat examples here.
And I was walking around one of the chubby boys.
They were all circled around. Yep.
Okay, boom. Here's what I'm saying. It's a girl, right?
She? Middle school boys.
Middle school boys.
Yes.
Okay. That's just it. Okay, I'm tripping. So, middle school boy walks around the fat kid. All I can think of my head immediately is the Yo Mama joke. Like, Yo Mama's so fat, she walked in front of the TV screen, and I missed 3 episodes. He missed 3 episodes. Nah.
Someone said another car battery story.
I'm going to say he was chilling around one of the fat kids, and he let out the most diabolical fart. Oh. Accidentally sharted himself. That type of fart.
Something to do with nipples. Okay. Someone says they're going to sacrifice him. I hope not.
I'm going to say, thinking. Oh, no. He was walking around him. He tripped, fell on him. Concussion.
Okay. So he gets hurt in the... Okay.
He either gets hurt or it's a crazy fart.
Okay. Shaw?
I'm thinking like the reenacting like a cult, like sacrifice type thing.
Okay. So almost like an initiation.
Yeah.
Like what do they call that with school? Oh, like not a frat.
So they're there.
A fraternity, right?
In a circle. So they're in a circle.
Yeah. They're in a circle. Yeah.
He's walking around
Let's see.
He walks near the fat kid.
He's got to have a hole in his pants, a wet fart.
Yeah, I think the wet fart one is solid. The wet fart, like...
They almost killed Travis 2.0. Who remembers that? That's a great callback.
Yes.
That was where he's strapped to the tape to a table, dude.
Yes.
Let's see.
They
start marching around like Jericho. All right, some good guesses. You're all wrong. But so far, so good.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah. They're actually horrible guesses. Okay. I walked in on my cabin, all standing in a circle and around one of the chubbier boys in our cabin. I quickly noticed that they were throwing candy at him as he was slowly dancing and taking off his shirt. I proceeded to yell and ask what was going on when one of the problem kids responded and said, "Oh, we started a strip club, but don't worry, it's okay because we're all guys."
Called the Magic Mike.
Does that make it? I feel like it makes it worse.
He was like,
let me not find out his name was Mike because he's cooked.
This man was dancing, taking his shirt off.
Bro.
Like,
yes. Clark, first time on Live. Thanks for being here, man.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no one guessed it.
I would have never guessed that. They were
that was a left field.
Too.
That was wild.
Yeah.
That is a middle school boy type of thing.
Oh, absolutely. They think they're lit for that.
And can't.
Oh, yeah.
In that hollow pine room.
It's like all like wood BO. Walls, right?
Already smells like
Axe
dirt.
Body spray. Dude, that is ingrained
there's like
in
one
my
of them,
psyche.
There's one of them like fly catchers where it's like twirls down and it's just sticky.
Like 3 weeks worth of flies.
There's a window that's never open, just there. It's got dust and flies dead
and
in
it's the screen that you can barely see through because of all the dust.
Yep. And then there's just a kid.
Magic Mike and Ike.
There's just a kid in the
He was doing
middle.
the sus truffle.
There's just a kid in the middle.
The sus truffle
getting
shuffle.
sturdy. Getting sturdy, looking like Gibby from iCarly. Candy getting thrown at him.
Survivor 394 said that's exactly why I don't work with middle school kids. They're the worst.
You know what? It takes a
Middle school
special
boys
type of calling to work with that age demographic.
Oh, absolutely.
But
That's
you
what
know
you
what?
said. Well, I mean, what did we do? We said we said between middle school girls, middle school boys, high school girls, and high school boys, what's the hardest to work with? And then we were like, all right, everybody say it at one time.
Yeah.
Unanimous. Wow. Someone else say that word for me.
Unanimously.
It's getting too late. Everyone said middle
said
school boys.
Middle
Yes.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Who was
I think
that
everyone
with?
would agree.
It was
with
me-
Buddy, I think.
Me and Buddy.
Yeah.
Middle school automatic.
So tough, bro.
Yeah, they will do anything, and they're pretty elastic. Like they're pretty like rubbery. Like if they run into something, like somehow they have like this ability to keep going.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a dog toy. You hit it with your car.
Running into
Like that, it
walls.
still works.
This is a story from Jonah. We had a boy get stung by a jellyfish on his ankle while on a youth trip.
Wow.
Despite some of us being Boy Scouts, no one knew how to treat a jellyfish sting.
Just pee on it.
Pee on it, bro.
We tried everything from mayo to Neosporin, but nothing worked.
You gotta pee on it, bro.
Eventually, someone suggested peeing on it. After some discussion, we decided it was worth a shot.
Yep.
So one of the leaders got this kid's consent, dropped his
No.
fly, and peed on his ankle.
At least do it in a bottle first. Like, bro, you don't gotta have your
No.
Johnson out on the spot.
Wait, why couldn't you pee on your own?
You don't need your Johnson out, bro.
You should have peed on it, brother.
They did say when the mom found out, she was not happy. They tried to.
Yeah, a grown man pulled his
Bruh.
dangling out and peed on a kid's leg. It don't matter how much consent that little kid gave
But it was
you.
a medical emergency.
It don't matter, bro.
He should have used
It
his own
don't matter,
pee.
bro. You know, you're gonna learn this too. Like,
Why are you letting another man pee on you?
you know what's even
That
crazier
sound like R. Kelly
is that
vibes.
unless they filled out a form that said that where the mom released them medically to even be treated by trained physicians, they can't.
Yeah, that's
Legally.
somebody call
And this
R.
man
Kelly,
asked-
because you can't give consent if you're.
You know what though?
minor. Yeah.
Listen, if he would have peed in a cup or a bottle or somewhere,
He still would
else
have been in trouble,
and-
right?
But still, though, he's not exposing himself.
I don't think he was probably.
I don't think
facing
he was
away.
malicious. How'd he face away? He shot backwards.
No, okay.
He did it behind the back.
The kid's laying on the ground crying, and then the dude's standing here facing away from him and pees on his ankle.
No.
I could see that being a thing.
You
The way you
should've-
just set it up,
He should have
That
peed in a
works.
bottle and
but
dumped
he
it on his foot.
still exposed himself. That is the truth. If he would have went somewhere
Maybe
and
no
came
one
back,
was looking.
Sam, is this your friend? Is this your buddy? Was this story from you? Sam's like, he did it, man. He
I'm
was
just
looking
saying,
at
Bro,
me.
is
like-
defending him strong.
Just-
I'm saying,
Not saying
I
I'm gonna
don't think
do
the
it.
dude, I'm not claiming the dude did anything malicious. I'm not at all. He was trying to think on his toes, but he thought with the wrong head.
Ashton, yeah.
No, the wrong
Ashton
guy.
said, "Are you sure this is gonna work?" And yeah, I heard it on Youth Group Chronicles. If you heard it on Youth Group Chronicles,
said
don't do
what?
it.
No, this was Diddy's son.
No.
No, this was R. Kelly's son.
No, listen, to the dude who did it, nothing against you. I know you probably didn't mean anything malicious again. I don't
R.
want to put that.
Kelly's-
I would never want to accuse you of that.
R. Kelly's
Not at all.
son.
I'm just saying it might have helped your case if you
you
at
didn't
least
do it
did
at
it in
all.
a, right. If you if you didn't do it, but if you did into a cup, or if another student did it, you're good.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess
It's
you're
just
right.
less.
Yeah, less.
It's like, I told
yeah,
Timmy.
but
Timmy
imagine,
wanted to. I was like, Timmy, I don't know. We panicked. Timmy went and he just peed and
But now you're known for telling a kid to pee on another kid. Isn't that just as bad?
Yes.
no, because it's a minor to minor incident.
Yeah, but you incited
it's a
it.
minor to minor incident.
You said, "All right, yo, I
grown
can't do this.
man
I need a kid. Come
Pulling
here."
his beef Wellington out is the part where it goes wrong. As soon as he pulled the glizzy out, is where things could get
He shouldn't
dicey.
have let another person pee on a period.
And you never asked if there's anything you learn from youth ministry, the kids should never dictate your action at all. It's like, hey, we're going to stop real quick for food. Is it all right with your mom? Of course. No, it's not.
So yeah,
Tell the parent.
This is a YGC University moment.
Yeah.
We gotta what's the word I'm looking at? Trademark that or something.
Yeah.
YGC University. You guys are going to school here.
Yeah.
What not to do. We've been saying just pee on it for a long time. Turns out that's not what you're supposed to do.
No.
Okay. So contrary to many episodes prior where we said just pee on it, don't actually follow that advice.
I would say this. Just peeing on it, good medical advice.
I think we found out that's actually wrong too.
Yeah, it is. But what we were saying, I remember we were saying it with P. Tim, and it was like, yo, peeing on it seems to fix everything in everyone's mind. Like, oh, I got snake venom, pee on it. Oh, I got hit by a jellyfish, pee on it.
Okay.
I need to disinfect it, pee sterile, pee on it. Oh, I'm dehydrated, Bear Grylls. Drink the pee.
The thing is,
It can make the
one
situation
of my
worse.
cousins was stung by a jellyfish, and I consider him to be one of the toughest people I know. Which it like all growing up, he was a scrappy kid, had a lot to prove, and he said he wanted to die. Like it was horrible getting stung by a jellyfish. I feel like you don't
You're
care.
like, pee on it.
Yeah, like you're screaming. It's so painful.
It
Like he
didn't
said,
even-
his arm was on fire for hours.
The worst is
like flames.
the worst is like now it hurt. Now it hurts and smells like urine.
Yeah, lose.
What is that? What is it? Like the acid helps with it or something?
No, nothing
I
helps.
don't know.
I don't think. I think it's a
we
myth.
should just pull it up on ChatGPT. It said,
I think the idea is that it's like
Inconclusive.
soothing because pee is sterile.
it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not as sterile as you think. The pH neutralizes the venom, so it has. Peeing might not.
Oh, it can make it worse.
Imagine if it made
Depends on how hydrated they are.
Imagine he just makes it
picked the
worse.
wrong-
Depends
All right,
on
who's
what
gonna
kind
drink
of water they were drinking. Were
The
they
kid's drinking Mountain Dew
drinking
all week.
smart
Don't
water?
pick that kid.
Were they drinking Dasani? Did they have that Voss in their system?
Or
All
they
of
have
it can
Mountain
determine-
Dew and energy drinks.
Yeah, you know they had some Red Bulls. You know that thing was freaking
Bright
toxic
orange.
acid.
Bright
They hit his
orange.
skin. He was like,
Yeah.
ah!
He was like,
Yeah,
all right,
10
pee on
times.
it. It's bright
10
orange.
times
It's like,
worse.
I didn't think it was going to be this type of pee.
All right, this is a story from Gabby, and this is where we're gonna do our guess the denomination segment. Woo! Very just like the title says. After we read the story, give us your best guess on what denomination it is. They didn't send it and let us know who it is, but I feel like we could figure it out from
Do
the.
we actually know the denominations?
Can
Do
you put
we?
up a whole list?
they
Can you-
actually
that's
send
what I was
them
gonna
a
Can you go
denomination.
on
Yeah,
chat? Just put up a list. Because someone said Wesleyan last time, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good one.
So yeah, okay, that's fair.
Because I know some kids from like Wesleyan
Yeah.
churches, and I'm like, that fits their description.
46 type. Okay.
Let's
10.
give me the top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Not the 280,000.
No, I don't want to sign up
sects.
for your course. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't want a course on denominations.
Most popular
I'm saying it's gonna be like Methodist,
denominations.
Lutheran, Baptist. Maybe is Southern Baptist different than Baptist? I guess they're probably gonna lump them all together. Rome, Catholicism, Protestant,
Baptist, Lutheran.
Protestantism.
All right, this is not helpful.
This is not it.
All right.
Eastern
Pentecostal.
Orthodoxy. Ooh. Yeah.
Pentecostal, Jehovah's
I feel like
Witness,
none of these stories will involve Eastern Orthodox Christians.
Quakerism.
J-Dubs could be in here.
okay.
Can
throw
you
that
put-
lower third up?
Can you put in there like remove
the false ones?
cults? Remove cults. That would be good. Certainly. That's good. Okay. Anglican. Never gonna guess them. Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh.
7 day.
Yep.
Come on now. That's a
All right. Okay. So we got. Okay. There we go. I just saw a graph. We're pulling this up, guys. Bear with us here a second.
Go to images.
Catholic,
Dang,
Protestant,
bro.
Independent. Yeah, this is more confusing to be honest.
Go to images. I might pull up graphs.
because it's
Yeah.
like denominations are like, they're deep.
It's a gray area.
Non-denom.
It's
I'm throwing that one in there.
nuanced.
I would say let's go on the Protestant ones. Let's go Pentecostal, Wesleyan, Lutheran, Baptist.
All right, Sierra's throwing them up. So as she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and read.
Wesleyan, Lutheran, Baptist. Let's go Catholic. Let's go. What was I gonna say?
Methodist,
7.
Yeah, Methodist. That would go up by Lutheran.
non-denominational.
Non-denom. Yeah. Let's
absolutely.
do non-denominational.
What a Protestant, maybe?
That's all of them. Well, Protestants like Wesleyan, Lutheran,
Oh, okay.
Baptist.
All right, we got a few we can reference here. All right, yeah, they're throwing it in the chat. Thanks for helping us out.
Like if
guys are
an
clutch.
Eastern Orthodox Christian ends up in one of these, like They done missed the hint.
For those who are listening to this, they don't let us know the denomination. This is just a new segment. We're just like throwing out our best guess based on the story.
Amish can't even watch this podcast. Like maybe if you said Mennonite or something, but like, but we got a lot of Amish people around there. And they don't know what YGC is.
All right, you guys ready for this? Gabby said, I was brand new to youth group when the leader of our all-girl life group announced that she was pregnant.
Life group.
Everyone was excited, but then one of the senior high school girls said, can we have your breast milk again?
Again is crazy.
The leader said, you guys can taste it again to see if there's a difference. They went on to say how she had given them her breast milk when she had her first kid, and this time they could make it into ice cream. They asked me if I wanted to try this breast milk too, and I literally never went back to that.
I know exactly what this is. This was Methodist because they was on meth. Like y'all was bugging. Y'all was bugging.
They was Methodist. Bro, I'm not even repeating that. I'm not even.
Quit messing around, brother. Quit messing around.
Bro, I'm not even repeating that. Yo, first off, this is a scandal. This is a scandal. Like this gets people in jail. Like they're gonna like that. Whoever that person is can be held accountable for those actions. Like, bro. That's
everybody
a different type.
What denomination? Yo,
I want to put a we will on that. Brother. That's a fact. We will.
They didn't put meth in that.
We will. Telling you.
All right, we got some Methodist guesses. Latter-day Saint.
This is giving.
Okay, you know what it's giving? I don't know what denomination. Is like homesteader. Like ultra healthy.
Okay, that's why I'm saying this.
So us because that's
no. I'm saying it's either. All right, I'm narrowing it down to these three. All right, I'm saying because it was called a life group, that's a very like culturally relevant name. Like that's a common name for a group. When you say life group, that gives me like
non-denom.
Like no, that gives me Baptist
or non-denom or non-denom. Long dress Pentecostal.
No,
that's what they said.
That's UPC. Yeah. That's UPC, not AG.
First Presbyterian is crazy.
First Presbyterian. Oh, we forgot Presbyterian.
Oh, you're right.
That's definitely a big one.
Okay, but I think it's either Baptist, Pentecostal, or Mennonite.
No.
Is Mennonite?
No, that's not one on there. Because those are like Amish people.
Yeah, but that could be an option.
Here's my thing. I have Methodist family members.
I think it's a B with the P.
And I don't know a lot about Wesleyan churches, but I will tell you that Methodist and Lutheran, for me, are like, this is what this story is giving vibes of. But the fact they said life group makes me want to choose non-denom or Baptist.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
We got to understand, like, Pentecostal to us, we think like charismatic.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling Pentecostal. Mm-hmm. But realistically,
the
like
Mormons.
the UPC, like like there's different sects of it, I guess.
Dude,
but like,
it's so crazy.
But like the UPC would be like oneness, right? Like they don't believe in the Trinity, believing that speaking in tongues is a necessity to be saved.
Uh-huh.
And then like AG is completely different, right? They would consider themselves Pentecostal, and they're like believe in the Trinity.
It's like
largely
the it's not a workflow. The org chart of just denominations is crazy.
It is crazy.
So to really actually narrow one is insane, but it is fun to.
I'm a Bibleist. I'm gonna lock in because the Life Church like Baptist, and I'm sorry for continuing to choose Baptist, but
it just fits. I'm gonna go Baptist.
You got to give me a story that doesn't use super culturally relevant terms, and that's where I'm looking at Catholic, Lutheran, maybe even Methodist.
See, I was just like, my thought was the home, like that's a homesteady vibe. Like they're wearing a bonnet. Is it like a bonnet?
Yeah.
That's what
Methodist would fit that. Methodist would fit that.
It was definitely Methodist.
I didn't even have to know Mormon was on here. I would have chosen Mormon. Right. But I'll also say that, that's where I'm locking.
Like I said, guys, and they didn't let us know, but I appreciate all the guesses.
Calvinist is Baptist.
Maybe they'll let us know.
It's a form of Baptist. It's Calvinism is largely people who are Calvinist or Baptist. Yeah.
All right. This is you good to see?
W Yankees hat.
Thank you.
He does. Have
Yankees
Yankees
at the time of this recording are 3-0.
I'd also like to say it's because we changed our bats. No, I'm just kidding.
2 people. Don't even get me started.
Don't get Sam riled up on this.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankees fan too. I would agree with whatever Sam says.
Yeah.
Amen.
I will. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. It's making me mad.
Mennonite is its own thing. Amish is completely separate. There are Amish Mennonites.
You guys are getting a great breakdown of denominations tonight.
You guys are really learning. Youth Group Chronicles University.
Yeah, YGC University, baby. All right, this is a story from Abigail. Abigail said, we were doing a slip and slide event at Youth Group when after a while, we noticed one of the girls lying off to the side for an unusually long time. Mm. We went to check on her and found out that she couldn't move from the waist down. Turns out she had been laying there for 30 minutes with a broken hip. Oh. To this day, we still don't know why she just didn't call for someone to come over.
She's just over there like...
This was the last straw, that's why. She went to the youth event. Her boyfriend from the youth event, she found love, broke up with him.
She's over there crying.
She got the stomach bug. She was like, you know what? I'm going to end this out with a bang. At least we'll have fun on the slip and slide. She broke her hip. She stood back. She laid back her upper torso. And she stared at the clouds and she was like, God, is this my Job moment? Am I being tested? Like, what did I do?
This girl just laying on the side with a broken hip, just chilling. Like,
what's crazy? Guys, 30 minutes, no one noticed. Took 30 minutes.
She must have not been too memorable.
She must have not said nothing.
She wasn't the life of the party, clearly.
Apparently not.
She was probably one of those people like holds everything in, like can't even cough in front of like a like in a classroom or something. So like she's embarrassed.
She was the one who like they were like, yo, like they get back to camp and they're like, yo, where's Stacy?
Actually, I got something to say because it's so funny.
You guys find Stacy?
What?
My wife is the type of person to like. She said it's embarrassed to get hit by a car. She's like, I can't get hit by a car.
This is what I said. I said if I got hit by a car and I was fine, I would be too embarrassed to stand back up.
Oh, like you gotta let it. Well, that's what I'm thinking about this girl is like, you ever like really get hurt and you're just like, all right, just let me like sit here for a minute. Like it's gotta go away. She laid there for 30 minutes, like just hoping, all right. Maybe my legs will start working.
There's definitely some of those moments, but when you get like one of the things you'll never sit still for is when you get the wind knocked out of you.
Oh,
when the wind gets knocked out of you, you just want to. You're trying to find the
You're grabbing everything.
You're like,
definitely when you like fall from something high onto.
But you know what it is? It's almost a comforting feeling when it happens to you multiple times because you know what it is. The first time it happens, you're like, will I ever be restored? You thought you popped the like you're done for. By the third time that you get the wind knocked out of you, you're like, you good? You're like, yeah.
I don't think that ever happened to me.
Bro, I raced dirt bikes, so like almost every time you had a hard fall, you're like,
yeah.
For like, and you can't. It's almost like weird but comforting.
Oh, actually, it did once. Somebody punched me in my stomach so hard, bro.
That'll do it.
Ooh. Caught me off guard too. I wasn't even paying.
That'll do it.
He literally, I'm sitting down, mind my own business. He just comes up to me, boom. Just came out of prison.
No one shot. Minding my own business. That meant something completely different.
I looked at him. I was ready to kill him. I'm like, bro, why would you punch me? Like,
that's why he punched him. He left that part out.
Shaw left out the part where like
I didn't look at. I was at school minding my own business.
Some is giving me that even at the least, he was like, yo, Shaw's in the wing.
I wasn't even talking. I was literally sitting there. It was mad early in the morning. I was sitting there.
Ethan said, how does she not scream from the pain? That's what we're all trying to figure out. That's what they were trying to as well.
Demon?
He's locked up right now.
He's on a demon time. Yeah, he's moving on a demon time. He's trying to display dominance.
All right, this is a story from Artem. Artem said, at a youth retreat, we planned a long hike in the mountains with about 30 students. I arrived last since I'm the youth leader, but parking was packed, so I had to go park away. I had to park far away and walk alone for about 15 minutes. When I finally reached the meeting spot where I had just seen everybody, it was completely empty. That's when it hit me. They had left without me. Furious. And with no service to call anyone, I had no choice but to start hiking alone. I spent nearly 4 hours trudging through this trail, asking other hikers if they had seen a big group of kids, but no one had. The whole time I kept just thinking how they abandoned me without a second thought.
Yeah.
And then my phone rang because I finally got service. It was one of the guys from the group. He asked me where I was, and I quickly snapped back, telling him to tell me where he was. That's when he said, "We're all here trying to find you. We haven't even started hiking." Turns out, when I arrived back from the parking lot, the whole group had just stepped away to the restroom a couple minutes from the trailhead, and I'd completely missed them and taken off on my own.
Dang.
You're 4 hours deep into
That's
a
a
trail.
hike, dude. And you're mad, so you're going you're trudging along.
You're like,
dude.
bro, if I just push a little bit harder, I'll catch them.
Imagine how fast you're walking.
My
You'll
man
never
was
meet them.
like a freaking pig with a carrot on the stick over his head. Like he was like, I'm gonna get him. No, bro, you're in the hamster wheel.
I'll catch you, brother.
You are in a hamster wheel.
That is a nightmare.
I would like to say
Bro.
that I was trying to really lock into that story, and whoever's editing this episode, like if you could just rewind and put this with the last one. One of the comments was, this is giving Jacob's hip. And all I could think in my head is like, homegirl, the reason that she didn't cry out is she was laying on her back like, God, I won't leave until you bless me.
That's good. Yo.
Busting her, she's like, God, I won't leave until you bless me.
I'm gonna say this for the story you just said. Imagine being that person, right? And like nobody, you're like, you try so hard to like, you're mad at everybody, but you got no reason to be mad. So it's just like, no, whatever,
he
bro.
said he was like pissed. I would be too.
That's one of the
4
things
hours,
do.
bro.
But like, that's your fault.
See,
yeah,
that's the thing about like
so now you're like mad at nobody but yourself.
communication
It's
is
just like,
key, you know?
They had no way. He didn't have
Communication's key for something like that.
you know, how mad I
Like
would've been.
walkie-talkies, you know, some. But at the end of the day, they didn't get to go on their hike yet.
Yeah,
And
it ruined the whole day.
And the deal is like if he
They
wants to
waited
catch
for
back
him.
up to him, he's 8 hours into a hike. He ain't gonna want to go back out.
Ashton wants to know who is taking youth kids hiking. I feel like that's a pretty popular. That's
a cool group, hiking group.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hiking.
Taylor wants a shout out for her hip comment. Taylor, it's all you.
Taylor, you got
Thank
it.
you.
I did mention that I did, it was from the comments.
Yeah.
I just saw it, glance up there and I'm like, yo, that's elite.
All right, one more story here, and then we'll wrap this up. This is from Will. Will said, after an overnight bus ride to camp, we made an early morning bathroom stop. I was so relieved because I had been holding in a poop the entire ride, but I didn't want to go on the bus.
Desperate.
Half asleep, I rushed into the rest stop bathroom, grabbed the first stall, and absolutely unloaded. I was feeling so much better until I looked down and saw some girl shoes.
Oh no.
Worse yet, when I recognized them. I recognized them. As I listened to the voices, my worst fear was confirmed. Our pastor's daughter was in the stall right next to me. Panic set in because I was a guy leader and I had accidentally found myself in the women's bathroom with all of our female students.
Oh my.
I threw my feet up on the stall walls, waited for everyone to leave, and then avoided eye contact the rest of the day. To this day, we have never spoken of it.
This dude was in a crab formation, bro. Legs up, butt on the toilet seat, exposed, bro. Like,
but also they're at a stop where it's so busy. Like you gotta think it's so busy at the stops.
You're not coming out without being seen.
Here's my thing though. How are you? You have to go so bad, but all of them got in the bathroom first.
Nah, I don't think they did. They came in.
He went in there first, and then he was like looking down, probably heard a door open, looked down and saw.
Maybe I'm just having trouble comprehending these stories tonight. I guess that's just where I'm at. Maybe it's like
I feel like he had to go so bad.
Press a little tight.
Busted into a bathroom
and just went, and then he saw the girl shoes.
Yeah, and then people started coming in, and he like looked. Under
tracking. So because he didn't really specify, right? He just said he looked over and saw girl shoes.
Yeah, like under the stall. Yeah, right.
Either way, tragic scenario. I thought he was gonna poop. I thought he was gonna poop on him, like that one story.
No, that would be crazy.
I thought he was gonna poop on him. I'm like, no way, two people pooped on people. From their group.
This one. So I can imagine maybe she was already in the stall. Maybe he was in the back of the bus and the other kids got off first. And then he's like since they're in the stall, you can't see. So he's like,
he's a leader too.
You have to go
he's
last.
gonna let everyone off.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's do our Would You Rather segment and wrap this episode up. First option, and chat, we always love to hear your votes. Let us know which option you'd rather go with. Option number 1. This is probably actually going to be one of the worst ones. You are on a high school trip, and one of the sinks isn't working in the high school you're staying in. So to brush your teeth, you dip it in the gray water. And then to make it worse, after brushing your teeth with that water that like 200 kids have been using and spitting into all week,
I know the
you
other one.
take a cup of water and you rinse your mouth with that water.
And then the jellyfish one.
Gosh.
Option 2.
Reliving the trauma.
Option
Hearing that
2
story.
is there's a kid in your youth group who is in absolute agony because he just got stung by a jellyfish. You, being the thoughtful leader you are, think that the best way to rectify the situation is to pee on his ankle.
Bro.
Would you rather option 1 or option 2?
So who are you in option 2? The kid or the person?
You're the
peeing?
person. You're the leader. Yeah, that does change it.
It does
It
change
does
it a lot.
change it.
But it's really about the leader was the story.
Oh, bro. I already know one I gotta choose.
I feel like we all have to choose the water.
Nah.
I gotta choose the water.
Shaw's like,
Shaw.
I am peeing on that kid.
For the sake of our leadership handbook, bro, choose the water, bro.
The water is gonna kill you.
True.
Now she lived.
The water is
It
gonna
didn't,
make your
because trust
stomach-
me, if she'd have died, it'd have ended up
All
in
right,
the
it didn't
story.
say what she went through though.
It would have ended
If
up,
she
and then
died,
it'd
we
be like,
would've
and
never
6
had this
days
story.
later,
You don't
she
know
died.
what she went through though. She probably could have went through months and months of agony and pain.
She probably don't know what she went through. That's why she drank the water.
Nah.
Like, all jokes aside, it was the people in the room.
That's their fault.
It's their fault, not
For not
the
saying
girl's fault.
I'm not
for doing it.
saying that. I don't
No,
care
I'm
whose
saying
fault
that
it is.
to preface the fact that, like, in their mind, like, for the fact that they did it, they might never think anything was wrong and move on and life was over.
And maybe nothing even happened.
right, and nothing happened. Like, come on now.
That's fair.
It's not like they were like, it was the area they were like using number 2 or peeing or
Yo,
anything.
people are.
Because we've had stories where people like drank pee, toilet water, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, this is like definitely not as bad as that.
That's true.
It's not dookie mouth. It's just other people's.
Now she's living with
Yo,
a
a lot of
disease
people
the
are
rest
saying
of
they'd
her
rather
life.
catch a charge.
Now she's living with a disease the rest of her life.
See, because
she
that's the
wanted to
thing
drink
is the
water.
dude could literally have caught a charge.
The mom tried to sue him. Wasn't successful, but she did try to sue.
Still, he could have
Yeah.
like public indecency if
Yep.
it was in the wrong context, like exposure.
Number 1 is gross.
He's
Number 2 is
exposing
illegal.
himself. He's not just exposing himself. He's
Yeah, Melissa.
peeing.
Okay, Melissa's right. Number 1 is gross. Number 2 is illegal, regardless of your intentions. So number
Right.
1. Yeah, I feel like I gotta go with as gross as it is. You'll get over it.
Right.
Just hope that you don't get sick.
I'm definitely.
It's
for
not like
this-
you have to swallow it. It's just a quick swish around.
for the reputation of me not going to jail and not having to explain myself.
Yeah, me too. I ain't going to jail.
Shaw's like,
wanna-
not again.
I want to go.
I
I'm gonna
can't
go
go back.
number 1. Yo, these ones have been good.
They've been
this
some
episode was
tough
good.
would you rather's.
Yeah.
Some tough ones.
Hey,
Well,
I gotta take
can you
number
scroll up on
2.
that chats here a little bit? I'm curious to see. I saw a lot of 2s. Yeah, 2.
I'm going with number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going option
If
1.
you want
No way I'm
exit,
whipping that
hold
out.
up. If you want to
Uh,
exit youth ministry,
What's that?
if you like don't care about what happens next, like I feel like number 2 would be some option people pick if they're not serving in youth ministry.
So you
And
gotta,
they don't know the repercussions.
think-
Right,
a
because it's like
disease-
whatever. It's like, hey, I'm gonna just pee on it. The mom's gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna go home. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're an adult, most likely. You're working with minors. You're pulling the beef Wellington out, and you're peeing on a kid. That is like the Diddy accusations could go crazy.
Mhm.
All right. So you got a disease the rest of your life.
But they didn't say that. They didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you're
was
filling in
gray.
gaps.
You're filling in
It was
gaps.
gray water.
But bro,
Yeah.
gray water just means it's like not completely clean, right?
Just people spitting into it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's not
It's
like
Gray,
disgusting,
bro.
but if you think about it,
in
it's
my
probably-
mind when they say gray water, I'm thinking like
Like
in an
poop
RV
and
park
pee,
you have
yeah.
gray and you have black, and black is where you poop and pee, and gray is like where you take a shower. This is what people were using to wash their mouth.
Yeah.
They were spitting in the sink. It didn't go down.
Nah, bro.
But at the end of the day, it's like, would you drink backwash, minty backwash?
Oh, there is
Mark
a verse about it, right?
16:18.
Yeah, no weapon, right? No deadly thing shall harm you.
If
If they drink or
That's what he said to Jesus.
Yeah, you know what?
I
I'm
will
gonna
say that there
pray
is
that verse.
there
and
is
call it a
definitely
day.
a knowingly portion to that. Like,
Mhm.
like because there's sects of Christianity where they handle serpents because
purpose.
they use this verse, and they get and they die.
Yeah,
like
I've seen it
many
in
of
the
them have
church.
died.
The guy picked up and then he died.
Yeah, and then they die.
But what happened with the devil when he came out to Jesus? He tried to use the word saying, "Oh, if you jump off the cliff."
Come on, now Shaw's preaching. He's
Look at
doing
this.
good. Now he
You know
preaching.
what I'm
Pastor
saying?
Shaw
Like,
over here, man.
Nah, like no, it says not.
Come on, now.
Test your God.
Someone said disease. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to. I am. Whatever
R.
your name
Kelly
is.
accent or
I think it's
Dave
Ian.
Chappelle.
Someone said.
I am.
I don't know.
Harmony.
Chaotic
Harmony.
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 Okay.
Harmony.
Listen, they said
Register
disease
for
for
life
life or
or
registered
registered
for life.
That's what it boils down to. At the
Right.
End of the
All
day.
right, R. Kelly action or Dave Chappelle.
I'm drinking it. All right, we know what we're doing. We're drinking it. I feel like the chat is with us, but there have been some R. Kellys in
Zombie
the chat
water.
tonight.
Dang man.
But guys, thank you so much for
Sucks.
listening. That was a tough one. Thank you for listening to this episode of Youth Group Chronicles. We love putting these episodes out for you guys. We have a blast. Shaw and Pastor Cole, thank you. And guys, if you want to be notified and be here in the studio with us live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, maybe TikTok by the time this is out, hopefully we're working on it, then you can go to ygcpodcast.com/updates and get a text message and email every time we go live. And you'll never miss one again. You get to be here right in the chat with us, debating all this and having a good time. So thank you guys for listening to Youth Group Chronicles. Boys, thanks for being here, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.